Are you out there? Is anyone receiving this log? I report yet again into the void, hoping that someday, some way, our messages will pierce this small pocket dimension and reach back to the Imperium so they know at least what happened to us here. But we continue to persecute the war against the Xenos. I can tell you that the creatures that call themselves the Illyrian are about to be exterminated from the galaxy completely. Our final fleet is en route to their system of Horn. We have more than enough to take this small, nearly undefended world. However, we have the Alkari, these odd bird-like Xenos scum, sending in battleships, starting to encroach upon our area of the galaxy. I am thinking of persecuting the war against them shortly, but it is important to remember that we're currently fighting on two fronts. We are in the process of pushing back the Sakra, terrible lizard-like creature. We've conquered two of their planets here in the Ramad system, with one left to fell. Protected by a heavy battle station, missile base, and garrison. There's no guarantee we won't lose an entire ship of the line in a fight like that, but we have ships en route even now. Additional battleships with enough transports to prosecute the war. And we have quite a few of the Xenos battleships held in reserve. I've been debating whether to scrap some of these to try and extract technology from it. It's a gamble. There's no guarantee you're going to get what you want. So here at the Avalar system, we don't have any proper starbase yet. Now, I don't know if a starbase is necessary to cut one of these ships apart. We can scrap them pretty much anywhere. As long as they're around one of our systems, we'll gain the material BC bonus. And it's a good way to get money when we need it. Essentially, we just wrap those parts back into our production line, making new ships, making new structures for our people, for our civilization. Some of these old ships are more or less paper tigers. Here, like the Viper 8, it's relying on relatively modern graviton beams, which isn't a bad thing, but it has no heavy armor, no reinforced hull. With 100 structure and 100 armor, something like this could be shot apart with one heavy-duty missile salvo from a missile base on a planet, or a single assault from a large squadron of 30 to 40 fighters would take a ship like that apart. So it's a question whether or not we dissect a couple of these. I think I know these Vipers here came from the Sakra fleet. I don't exactly remember if this Viper... I guess they're all Vipers. The Ogre came from the Nolam up here. I believe we dissected one or two Nolam ships. At any rate, I'm probably overthinking it. We are currently trying to keep the fleet in reserve, but just for the sake of experimentation, let's take one of the old Vipers. Perhaps the Viper... Well, no, let's take the Viper 2 since we have so many. We'll take one Viper 2. We'll send it back to Zoth. When it gets there, we will scrap it. And at the very least, we'll get the BC. But if we're lucky, our Tex Priest will be able to extract... I think there is a drive fuel they're using that we don't have yet. That's superior to ours. Would allow our ships to go further. So that's what we're going to try and get out of one of their ships. But in the meantime, we'll just take a quick look here at our production. I can see we have only a few of the Purger 5s in the queue. Now, if I'm not mistaken, the Purger 5, each of those ships of the line is equipped with 2 tractor beams, meaning we only need 2 of the Purger 1.5s to immobilize an enemy battleship and to board it with our superior Marines and capture it. It's a great way to build your fleet up, is if you can just capture ship after ship. And then we do want to check population real quickly. Make sure that... Yeah, we need to get quickly... let's go to Zoth, and let's pluck away one of our... Oh, nope. Put them back. Oh, I don't want to lose them. Here? Yes. Let's pluck away a worker from Zoth and send them to Ramad 2. Planet's population limit is... Settlers arrive in 3 turns. No, that's okay. There'll be some room by the time those settlers get there, if you know what I'm saying. There won't be quite as many of these Sakra milling about. So, they'll be fine. And then, are there any other planets? I think we just took over one from the Illyrian. Oh, there's another Ramad. we're a little tight on freighter fleets, to be quite honest. So I'm gonna hold off on sending them to Ramad. I keep inverting those words. Holy cows. Okay, Dolts here. I would say Mentar is down by the Illyrians. So let's sort by name. Let's go to Mentar. And let's pull a worker off here. And we will send them to Dolts, which is up this way, alphabetically sorted. Right there. Yes. Perfect. Okay, so we're staying on top of that. Of course, as we exterminate all the Xenos from a newly conquered colony, we get all the structures intact, which is what we're after. We don't have to build those buildings ourselves. However, the colony goes empty. After a certain amount of time, I believe the colony can be lost altogether. And I've never quite figured out what that timetable is, because I've seen colonies that are denuded of all inhabitants whatsoever, but they're still available to us to send someone, workers to. And at other times I've seen them be lost. So I don't exactly understand. If anyone knows, send me a missive if you would. I'd be curious to learn more. All right. I think that's suitable for the time being. Oh, freighter fleets. We are always in need of more freighters, in particular because we do shuttle our populations around quite a bit. So I see we have some transports in the queue, which is good. Those are troop transports for our Space Marines. A couple of star bases. We're working on terraforming. But yeah, let's go to Null 1 here, and let's just put a couple freighter fleets ahead of this Persia 1.5, and that'll help us with our need there. Otherwise, let's proceed with combat. We will see what the Alkari do here. All right, select combat at Marad. Ramad. I do not know why I invert that. That is bizarre. It's truly bizarre, honestly. Here we go. 9 battleships would be more than enough. Let's send them in. So we'll advance all of our ships forward. I'm not going to put this on weapons free with my commanders on the individual ships. What I realize is they're all eager to destroy something like this battle station. And they'll focus fire on it, trying to blow it out of space rather than giving the Space Marines a chance to quickly board and take out the station. Therefore, the battle station can inflict serious damage in all cases against our ships of the line, to the point where you could easily lose 1 or 2 of them. So we'll rush in, we'll fire the weaponry we have on the surface. We have both a missile base and a fighter base and garrison to take out, but we have reasonable salvo of nuclear missiles at this point. We'll hit done. Let's see if I can keep both. Here we go. We keep both views, the ship and the planet. Fire again. My remote command screen is a bit touchy, I won't lie. But as soon as these ships of the line get close enough to the battle station, we'll cut through the outer shielding with some neutron or graviton beams, mass drivers, and then at that point we board, we take the base. Honestly, I doubt we need more than 3 or 4 Marines to do that. So I'm not worried about that in the slightest. And we'll also compress our ships in a little bit closer. I like to take that line of attack and focus it down and do a tighter formation. It gets our ships closer into the battleship, better firing arcs, and it helps them protect one another more thoroughly using the point defense net that they put up, the flak shield, essentially. And I will bring these ships in behind the others here for the same reason, the flak shield. Because our ships of the line are required to work with one another to tractor beam immobilize an enemy ship of the line, and oftentimes you might use up the Marines you had available taking one ship. You need to take a second, a third, or a fourth. You want to have quite a few ships focused around any given ship of the line that you're immobilizing, so that you have a surplus of Marines to capture all those enemy ships. And that really is the name of the game, because ultimately, although our commanders love to fight, we don't want to trade blow for blow with the enemy. It makes no sense. It's inefficient. And if we can capture an intact enemy ship, at the very least, again, we can cut it apart for a couple hundred BC, which isn't a bad deal. That'll build the building more or less right by itself. And this is one of our Viper 1s we captured. You notice the mobility of the ship is significantly lesser than our personal ships, the Purgers. They almost always target the enemy, the Xenos ships, more quickly because I think they realize they have a better chance of destroying them outright. So they always go after those Xeno ships. But we'll close the gap here. I will fire. I took one of the 15 missiles out. Not great, I must admit. We have a heck of a time hitting those smaller targets. But we'll keep working on the planet. I'm sure the missiles will have no trouble finishing that off. But we're not going to fly through that missile alert. We'll simply end our turn. And we'll get this ship in closer. Can't quite rotate onto that yet. But I think we'll have the battle station on the next turn. And in fact, let me move this ship forward. Let's fire on that missile. There we go. We got 2 of them. They're down to 12 there. And then we'll finish closing the gap. We'll fire again on the planetary surface. We'll hit done. We'll move this ship in. We'll fire on the missiles. We got 2 more. That salvo is down to 10, or that volley. Fire on the planet again. We'll bring this ship in. Firing on those missiles. We only got 1 that time. It's better than nothing. We'll hit done. And I'm going to bring this ship down here, actually, this way, because I'd like to take a shot at that fighter squadron as it goes by. We got 9 to 7 on those missiles. We'll fire on the planet. We'll hit done. And in this way, micromanaging our fleet commanders, it helps overall protect our ships and prevent any losses. It would be easy to play very loose with the lives of our ships and our commanders, but after the massacre at Thog, I realized that ultimately it was down to me in a position of command to force the captains of the ships to have withdrawn when it was understood that the fight couldn't be won. We suffered a total loss of that fleet and gained nothing for it. So in the future, we'll try and prevent something like that from happening again. It was a sad day for us, indeed. Let's bring these folks down. See if we can rotate that ship a bit, and we'll take a shot. We didn't get any. That is tough to target. I'm not going to lie. We'll hit done. And I'm actually going to hold this ship off because I know they're probably coming for it, and I'd rather not lose that Viper. We'll fire from here, and that's it. I realize the Viper has no PD whatsoever, so it makes it extremely vulnerable to these small fighter craft and missile flights. We'll hit done. That was a big hit. Holy cows. Point defense off the battle station, doing quite a bit, but it looks like quite a few of our missiles are impacting the surface. I can't see the damage, but let's jump over to the planet real quick and just take a look. The missile base is still holding on. That is impressive. I'm going to fire on this fighter squadron. 40 interceptors. We got 3 of them. It's not bad. And we'll close the gap here. I have nothing left to fire on those missiles. That's unfortunate, but we will fire on the planet. We'll hit done. Let's get this ship right in here. I will fire on that missile salvo. I'd rather not lose that ship. And let's try and punch through the station's shielding. It's still up, but I'm going to have this ship wait so that it can work together with the other ships. We'll fire there. We will get this ship all the way in, firing on these shields. Still not down, but we'll wait again. Let's get this ship in. We'll fire on these missiles down to 11 of the original 15. We'll fire again. This should punch through the shields the rest of the way. There it is. That's all we need for the base at this point. So we're going to want to take what's left with our ships and try and take out as much of this fighter group and the missile salvos incoming as possible. And I guess we still need to take out the missile base on the surface of the planet, which stinks. So let's see here. Let's take a shot at these interceptors. We got 3 more. We'll close the gap here. We'll fire on the planet. Pretty good hit. And let's get this ship to here. We'll fire here on the interceptors. We got 4 of them that time. Let me adjust my view. Fire on the planet. Come on, that missile base is really holding on. That is annoying. This ship's in a good position here to fire on the interceptors. We got 3 more. And then I'm going to zip it forward to get a nice up-close shot. And there go some of our bombs. That took care of the missile base. It is finished. That's great. We'll hit done. And at this point, I can move this ship in to exclusively focus on winnowing down the missile salvos and the fighters. Yeah, we only got one of that 20. That's bad news. I could see the Viper losing here. I have no way to defend it. I'm questioning, let's order a retreat on that ship. I don't know if they'll be able to do it on time. It depends. Highly dependent. But we are now ready to board. We've come back around to this battleship that waited. We'll send all 10 Marines on board. We killed 40. 3 of ours were killed in the capture process. The battle station's ours. We'll hit done. None of our battleships were destroyed. They nearly took out that that old Viper, but they didn't get it. And we'll invade now. 16 powered suits of Space Marines versus 10 infantry. Should be a simple fight. 4 militia backing them up on the planet. These are just irregular civilians. Better they should die in combat because we'll finish off whatever's left. We lost no Marines, which is pretty typical. Oh, excellent. Our general from one of the ships landing with the Marines, structural analyzer, links a ship's weapons array to more accurately choose targets' weak armor points. All damage that penetrates the target shields is doubled. That is going to be against armor, structure, and components. That's quite impressive. Select combat adults. No, that's this system over here to the celestial southeast. 1 battleship on 1 battleship. I'm going to give the bird creatures a chance to withdraw. I don't know that those are favorable numbers. I'm sure we could take the ship. If we zipped in close, we could punch through. But since we have not faced them in combat, I'm not willing to risk the entire ship to try that. We'll hold off. If we were to have trouble targeting that ship with our beam weapons, we wouldn't be able to cut through the shielding. Therefore, our Marines wouldn't be able to board. And furthermore, I realize a single battleship of ours isn't likely to be able to immobilize the enemy ship. So our Marines may not be able to be brought into play in that situation. So we got some things finishing up. Those freighter fleets we needed. Spies, hull simulators, soil enrichment, missile base, and another transport. That's excellent. I'm hoping to shortly get our food situation under control. Will we annihilate the conquered Xeno scum? Yes, we will. Look at them. Oh, they overpopulate. They're like cockroaches, I dare say. We'll get rid of all of them as quickly as possible. What we're going to want first, though, is probably a missile base for defense, followed by a marine barracks, holo simulator, starbase, stock exchange. Yeah, we'll just get some general stuff built up here. And we will hit return, and we'll need to remember to send some new workers to that planet. Missile base completed here on New Terra. These are our main production worlds. The New Terra system is by far most productive. We have a relatively small amount of pollution. Honestly, less than a single barrel of pollution per worker. So although, well, I guess we've done everything we could. I was saying atmospheric renewer. I guess that's what keeps our pollution levels so low. I think that's pretty nice. Now, I am curious. We've been talking with some of our naval officers about the idea of a missile ship. This is essentially a ship that isn't designed for defense or even beam defense, that fires off a massive salvo of missiles at a planetary surface to destroy the structures there and then potentially retreats from battle. I think that sounds like a interesting military concept. So I was thinking of perhaps taking a cruiser-sized ship, and this will be the Hatsukaka 1, and let's give it a different name. Let's call it the Missile. Wow. Missile 1.0. All right. Let's clear everything out of there. Let's put battle pods on that. And let's see if there's anything else we're going to want. Augmented engines? No, we're not going to close this, and we're going to keep it at a range. Missile evasion we don't care about. Armor? No. None of that's going to matter to this type of ship, including the structural analyzer. I wonder if the structural analyzer is only for beam weapons? Ship's weapons array, to more accurately. Yeah, all damage. I don't know. I'm curious if any of our tech priests out there know if the structural analyzer counts towards missile damage or only beam weapon damage. That's a big question. But for the time being, I'm not going to put that on there. What I am going to do is take our best missile, which in this case is the nuke with MIRVs, or a Mercularite missile without a MIRV. That is a question. No, we'll go with the nuclear missile. We're going to two-shot it. MIRV, heavily armored, fast, and ECCM. We'll hit accept, and we'll load up. Let's do 2 volleys of that. Actually, let's do Mercularite missiles for the second volley. The reason for that is shields start to get planetary barriers and shields. They'll take a significant amount of damage off of the 8 points that a nuclear missile does. In each warhead, I think, say a planet has a shielding that offers atmospheric protection at the level of 5, it would take 5 off of each 8 of the 4 warheads, leaving 3, 3, 3. If I'm not mistaken, that's how it works. But let's load up half of these with the Mercularite missile. It will have more punch, and if 5 damage were reduced from planetary shields, 9 of them would come through to the surface. So it's sort of a trade-off, but it might be an interesting experiment to do at the very least. So let's try that. That is essentially an 11 missile volley ship. It can fire 2 volleys and then retreat from combat. But yeah, just for the heck of it, we'll build a couple of those. I don't want to have a large number of them, but it might really help with the planetary bombardment. Because you must remember, most of our ships of the line are only firing 2 missiles, 2 salvos. And we only use those for planetary assault. But this is essentially going to be the firepower equivalent of 5 battleships as far as missiles go. So that's the logic. We'll hit OK, and they'll have that built in a very short amount of time. Actually, let's just have them produce 4 of the ships. It'll be a good initial experiment. We can maybe divide them up 2 with each of our main combat fleets. See if they can make any difference. We'll hit done. Hit done. What do we got going on here? We just finished a Hollow Simulator. This is on Colden. Colony's growing pretty rapidly, but Colden's a great planet for growing food. Let's work on soil enrichment. We've done our terraforming. Let's get a missile base there and a stock exchange. So this might be a great planet for food production in the long run, once they grow the population out a touch more. So Dulce is ours, and our fleet's nearly arrived at Horn. We'll leave the single battleship here at Dulce to drive off the Alkari for the time being. And we're actually assembling quite a fleet here at Sagitta at this point. We have some other ships done. These are our transports. Yeah, let's get our transports onto Ramad. I think there's another one finished at New Terra here. Yeah, there we go. We'll send those on, and our battleship just arrived at the Zoth system. Now, the reason we sent this Xenos battleship to Zoth was it has a starbase. I didn't know if that might improve our odds when we scrap it of gaining the technology, but let's try it out. So here we go. We're simply going to select this old Xenos ship. We'll scrap. Scrapping this ship will yield 220 BC. It's not bad. We'll hit yes. Nothing. No technology. That's unfortunate. I probably am not going to scrap any more of those ships for now. I doubt we're going to get anything off of them. I can't exactly tell what kind of drive fuel they have on those ships, so I don't know if that would limit our ability to extract that information from the Sakra. And I had done that research by pulling a report from the races tab here earlier. I think I was able to determine that the people of Dactylus, under their equipment, have the iridium. Is that how you say it? Iridium fuel cells, which are better than our own iridium ones. Okay, let return. All right, that's about it for now. I'm curious as to whether we should try and spy on the Sakra. Yeah, let's give it a shot. Why not? We're at war with them already. Let's see if we can get some information off of them. Actually, let's try and spy on the Illyrian as they're about to check out of the galaxy here. I think this is their last moment of breath. Ramad system's completely ours. Let's move on to the Sloth system. Do we have enough ships? Yeah, we have 9 battleships and 3 troop transports. That's more than enough. Let's send them on here to the Sloth system. And we will move some of our... It's a little tricky because obviously if the Sakra have anything left to counterattack with, which I'm not sure. We broke the back of their main fleet. I'm sure both Avalar and Ramad are within range. So let's split the fleet into 2. Let's take 4 and 4. We'll send these ones off to Ramad. And essentially they're just acting as a rear action. These are kind of the older ships that we had in our fleet. We also have a little scout ship that's been floating around. Oh, there's a black hole. I was wondering why the scout couldn't get to these ships because the Dolt's colony is there. But it's because of this black hole. Let's actually send the scout to Sagitta. When it gets there, if I remember, I will send it on to investigate these 2 undiscovered star systems. We'll hit done. Is there anything else to consider at this moment? We dissected the one enemy ship. Got nothing for it. Well, we got some money. I'm not going to complain about that. All right. I think we're looking good. Let's push the war forward. So the Battle of Horn should be next. I regret to inform everybody I've had issues with the stability of my commander's console window here. We will continue on, but I think at this point, every turn that goes by every month, I'll probably want to save my log information so that I don't have to backtrack too much on my monthly updates or my weekly updates as to what's going on. Having to retell the story. But let's just say time was lost on this log morning. So we'll pick up from here and continue again. We're about to finish, hopefully, invading Horn any moment now. We'll hit return and turn. All right, combat at Horn. A simple starbase. Deja vu all over again. The starbase, unsupported, with no missile bases, no fighter garrisons, should be no match whatsoever. We will simply advance the ships as quick as we can. We'll shoot their incoming missile salvo out of the sky, and we'll capture the starbase with our Marines. Yeah, that's only marginally effective. We'll race forward, and I see 4 missiles here. We got 1 of them. We'll hit done. We'll bring our other ships to the lineup, trying to pluck off those missiles one at a time, supporting the ship, and we will fire and take down these shields as quickly as we can. We'll fire again on that missile salvo. It's down to a single missile. We'll fire on the starbase. We'll hit done, and this ship will come in as well, plucking off the last missile and finishing those shields off on that side at any rate. We'll hit done. And this should be it. We move in. We'll punch through the shields quickly. Shields are down, and we'll board. It's that easy. The fight's over. 2 Marines lost in that fight. It was pretty impressive defense of that starbase. No ships lost. Here we go. 32 suits of power armor invading against 2 tanks, 4 infantry, and a militia. No losses. I wasn't expecting any.
This is GNN bringing you today's headlines from across the galaxy. The Illyrian Empire has been completely destroyed.
And that's it. Alright, we got a colony base completed at Cetus here. These are both ultra poor worlds, but we'll go to the barren one as opposed to the toxic one. And I can see there's a minus 25% worker penalty. That's probably because it's low gravity, possibly? We'll hit yes. Yeah, low grav. I saw low G there. And we only produce a single mining pick per worker on this planet. That's how bad a poor world sucks. But the automated factory will help make up for that quickly. We'll get a marine barracks, a robo-miner, and then how about a missile base and a star base for defense. That'll keep them busy for quite a while. And then a colony base in the tier system. This is a small, abundant 3 industry per worker. We'll hit yes. But you notice they're only producing 2 picks. Again, that is because they have morale issues. Without the comfort of Marine barracks, they're going to be suffering a -20 to all production. But we'll get them an automated factory with the Marine barracks, robo-miner plant, and then again a missile base and a star base for protection. And that'll keep them out of our hair for a couple of years. So scouts arrive at the Horn system. This is the planet we just captured from the Illyrians. Gold deposits. One of the planets in this system contains extensive gold deposits and will generate +5 BC per turn once a colony has been established on the planet. That gold is now ours. You can see there that it's still listed. So that's not an item that is only given to the first person to colonize. We benefit from that as well. We lost a spy against the Illyrians. So although the Illyrians are exterminated, we did spy for 1 turn on them. Unfortunately, we didn't gain any technology, but one of our brave agents was killed in the process. Possibly in taking the planet. It's hard to say at this point. New ship, though, new transport. Another new transport. Colony base completed. Stock exchange. And a missile base. So here we are on Rotan. They're growing pretty effectively. No farming. No pollution whatsoever. So we will have them just work on a new Persia 1.5. We'll hit OK. We'll hit return. And here they are in Tier, where they just finished that colony base. They're growing very slowly here. But I think a missile base, a holo simulator, probably star base, stock exchange, supercomputer. Let's leave it there for now. There's really not much going on in the way of pollution, so I'm not going to worry about a pollution processor for the time being. Hit return. And yes, we want to annihilate these Xeno scum here in the Horn. We will put them all to work, forced labor, producing what? A Marine barracks and a robo-miner plant with a missile base and star base for defense. And we need to remember to send a worker, new colonist to the Horn system. Here we are, Moretta. Moretta's been growing steadily. We've had Moretta. It's one of our oldest systems, but we've plucked away workers for decades now, preventing throttling their growth. But I think at this point, we'll let them move forward. I don't think we'll need to steal many more people off of Moretta, as our conquest front has extended so far to the east of the pocket dimension. We'll just have them work on another Persia 1.5. That should be fine. All right, so a couple of things going on. I see some ships. Let's get our ships en route. We have some troop transports. We'll get to Ramad. Another marine transport to Ramad. I can't help saying that the wrong way over and over. I have a ship at Thog, a battleship. Let's move that on to Dolts here. And we're starting to build up a fleet at Sagitta, but I want to move the whole fleet onto Dolts. Now, I notice the Alkari are sending in an invasionary fleet, a single battleship with a bunch of troop transports. A bunch. Wow. That's like 60 troops there. But they're not going to be able to take Dolts because we... Interesting. And they have another ship down here en route to Horn. A single battleship. That is so odd. I almost feel like the Alkari are being belligerent against us. I mean, why would you send a single battleship to Horn without any troop transports? At best, they could have bombarded the planet when it belonged to the Illyrians. So I don't want to mess with this. Let's leave a single battleship behind to defend Horn against that single Alkari battleship, and we'll send the rest of our fleet and troop transports back to Dolts. I think because of the belligerence of the Alkari, it's time for us to perhaps assemble our fleet at Dolts, and we will go take Draconis, which, if I'm not mistaken, was the original capital homeworld of the Illyrians, which clearly fell to the Alkari. Probably because we invaded, they did as well, getting picked apart pretty quickly. And honestly, I think even Nam probably at one point maybe belonged to the Illyrians. So I think all of us gained up on them and took apart their civilization very quickly. Their problem, not ours. So, that being said, we'll go after Draconis here as soon as we can get a fleet assembled. So that'll be a couple of turns. And we have a small fleet defending Ramad, which is perfect. And we have 4 battleships defending at Slaw. Interesting, and we have 9 en route. Yes. Okay, well, that'll be a challenging fight. A few battleships, battle station, missile base, fighter garrison. We could potentially lose a ship, but we'll try and capture as many of those in combat as possible. So we will see what happens. Let's advance the turn. I realize I forgot to send a worker to Horn. We'll pluck someone away from Mentar and send them over to Horn. I've got to remember to do that. But here we go. 5 battleships against our 9. And in fact, they are defending these large worlds with battle stations, missile bases, and fighter garrisons. The trick, though, is that we will engage at Slaw 1, where there are no defenses. They want to send their battleships. It's a simple way for us to take advantage of the planetary defenses being absent in this fight. So we'll do that. And yeah, it's going to be our 9 against their 5 straight up. The great thing about this is we can focus on ship capture and not have to worry about bombarding the planet and all that. So this is definitely in our favor. Let's advance in as quickly as we can. I'm going to disable our nuclear missiles here. I don't think that's going to help us at all. And in fact, I'm going to, well, I guess we'll get a tractor beam off initially. And let's just check to see if there's any leaders here. There's one more. Oh, there is a leader. I want to capture the leadership first. So we'll hit done for now. Let's start sweeping our ships in. I'm going to disable this missile salvo altogether. Fire again. I want to punch through the front shields on this Viper. And can't quite tractor beam it yet. That's fine. Let's get these southern ships in. We'll disable these nukes. And we're going to start targeting the leadership. So we may go for a dual capture. We may try and take 2 ships as quickly as we can. We'll hit done. So these ships on top are going to come in. They're going to focus in on this Viper, which we've already started to target. Punching in quickly, doing some damage. Shaking them up a bit, I dare say. We'll advance these ships. Disabling the nukes. Firing on the leader ships. And that should take down the front shielding. Yes, completely down. Now, of course, we are always careful to never get 4 tractor beams and completely immobilize an enemy ship before we're ready to border that same round, as it causes quite a bit of nervousness, I've seen. They tend to self-destruct, detonating their own warp cores. We're back to the south side here. So it'll just take a turn or two, but yeah, we're gonna get these ships. We don't want to destroy them outright if we can help it. And this guy will come in the top here. We'll disable these nukes. And I don't even know if we need to worry about firing, but we will. We don't want to do too much damage. And here we are. This is a Viper. Let's disable these Mercurite missiles. They do a considerable amount of damage if we're not careful. And we'll fire. Oh, gosh. That hits pretty hard, actually. It's impressive. We'll hit done. So we need to remember that of our 9 battleships, the Viper doesn't have a tractor beam. So we need to be a little cautious. If we're going to go for double captures, we'll need 4 tractor beams and 4 tractor beams. All 8 battleships need to stay intact. That's going to be tricky because I see these massive missile flights coming in, and these are Mercurite missiles. So it is dangerous, without a doubt. So let's move in on ship 3 here. No, I want to divert the lower 4 ships to the leadership. So let's refocus. Let's refocus here. Let's move in. Oh, gosh. Now, I'm going to trust that these missiles coming in will hit our left-facing shield. So let's fire on the forward missiles. We got 2 of them. That's not bad. And I'm wondering if we can avoid... Well, let's see. Let's fire on the enemy ship. And let's wait. Because if we can take out more of those missiles, we may be able to close that ship in. We'll hit done. And now these top 4 ships are going to focus on this Viper, which we've already started tearing up. So let's fly in here. Let's fire on these missiles. And advance the rest of the way towards this enemy ship. Rotate slightly. And fire. I did not mean to do that. That stinks. Okay, we'll... Damn it. All right, well... I didn't realize we would destroy that ship that readily. Okay, that kind of sucks. All right, let's move this ship forward. We'll fire on that missile there. We will get right up close and personal. We'll fire once to punch through the shielding. That shouldn't destroy the ship. Okay, shields are down. Ship's not immobilized, so we will wait. Back on the top, I guess we'll just start focusing in on our next ship capture, but we'll fire on these missiles while we're here. We'll move the ship in. I can't rotate, but we'll fire everything we have. Gotta be really careful not to destroy these ships outright. Again, paper tigers, I guess, right? We'll close in here. I am not going to fire. I'm just going to wait, and we'll hit done. Well, we don't need to hit done. We'll just wait. We'll move this ship in. We'll fire on those missiles. We got 2 of them. Very nice. We will fire here because we're trying to punch through that right-facing shield. It's nearly down. We'll hit wait. We'll hit next ship. I got to be careful because wait and done. When you wait, it skips the done action, so you don't want to skip your next ship. So this next ship should be able to move in here and immobilize this guy altogether. But I am going to turn off my other weapons to not destroy it. There we go. She's immobilized. We will hit done. And here is our final ship up here, moving in. We'll fire everything we have. Again, we're hitting that right-facing shield. The shield is down. We will hit done. And here is our old Viper. We'll move it in. We got some missiles coming in. We took 2 of them, and we'll simply hit done. And at this point, this ship can... We got missile alert. What do we got here? Already fired all that. We're going to ignore the missile alert. There we go. We can't board from this angle, I don't think. Well, we'll try. We'll try. Yeah, there we go. Ship capture. Leadership is ours. Wonderful. And we'll start focusing on the next ship here. We will hit done. And we will hit... Oh, wow. Let's see if we can rotate. Yeah, there we go. We'll hit done. And we'll rotate, and we will tractor beam and fire. Yeah, why not? There you go. And we'll hit done. And this one is not immobilized, so we're just gonna pass. We'll just hit done. Ooh, that was a big shot of missiles. Man, those do some... Those must be Merv Mercurite missiles because they hit like a dump truck. All right, so... Are we going to be able to do our captures? We've got 4 ships on the top portion, 4 ships on the lower. Yeah, so we're going to have all these ships focus on this guy right here. So let's turn to face. I have incoming missiles. We will take 2 of those out of the space. We'll fire everything in tractor beam. Shields are down there. But we need a couple more tractor beams. We're going to wait. This ship is going to help with this fellow. So we're going to rotate. We're going to fire on the incoming missiles. We got them. That's very nice. We will turn off our weaponry and we'll simply use the tractor beam. And actually, can we close in and rotate? Yeah, perfect. And we will hit... Oh, I guess we can capture... Oh, no, not quite. Here, let's punch through the shields. Shields down, and now we can board. Ship capture. Done. 1 Marine lost. Perfect. And I think that's all we've got for that ship for now. We'll hit done. Back down here, we will rotate. Shields are down on the front. We will turn off these weapons. We will simply use the tractor beam. And we will wait for our chance. And we're going to keep these ships focused in up here. We're going to rotate. We'll fire around that missile salvo. We got 3 of 5. That's a great hit ratio. And the shields are fully up. So we're actually going to fire everything we have and start immobilizing the ship now. We'll hit done. And on the southern side, we don't need to fire anything. We'll simply hit done. Up here, we will rotate and start the immobilization process, blasting through the shields. Forward shields are down at this point. That looks great. And we will simply use the tractor beam. Should be all we need here. And then this ship will be boardable. There we go. We will hit done. And up on top, we were going to, we'll fire through the right-facing shields. So we'll give it everything we have and start the immobilization process. Although this ship is not immobilized yet because it's only got 3 tractor beams of 4. We'll hit done. So our fleet really works best in squadrons of 4 ships, obviously. Probably not a bad idea to have a 5th backup ship in case the ship were to be lost to a fighter squadron or extremely heavy missile bombardment. If we were to drop from 4 battleships to 3, we'd lose our ability to do easy capture. So we're probably going to want our minimum battle group to be 5 ships of the line at any time for any engagement. But 8 or more works really well in this case. I'll move the ship forward. I don't really need the ship to do anything. I'm just going to hit done. And we're back around here, ready to board. We were waiting, and here comes our boarding action. And the ship is ours. We lost 4 Marines. Unbelievable. Oh, I guess because instead of sending 10, we only sent 5. So it looks like every time you send 10 Marines over, 5 stay with the ship and 5 return from the boarding action. Or no, it's half every time. So we have 20 Marines. It allows you to send half aboard, so that'll be 10. Now a ship that's already boarded once only has 10 Marines left on board. It divides it again by 5. So 5 stay, 5 board. I believe that's how the numbers work here. And we will hit, let's start actually rotate the ship if we can. There we go. And we'll hit done. And where are we at here? Yeah, let's get this ship. Since we have some movement, we'll scoot it in. And we will hit done. And the ship retreated. We captured 3 battleships intact. 4? No, we destroyed 1 accidentally, I think. Yeah, I think we did. And we're going to invade with 12 power suits. We have more transports coming to help here because we are running out of transports rapidly. But destroying 4 more battleships, the Sakra cannot have much left. If you recall, when we took Murad, we destroyed 9 of their battleships, I think, in that fight. No losses, and Slaw is ours. There we go. Iridium fuel cells supply sufficient energy to propel a ship 12 parsecs before refueling. That's fantastic. In the combat at Horn, 1 battleship against 1 battleship. I'm not going to challenge them yet. We don't really know what the capabilities of the Alkari are, and because that ship of the line is fighting alone, it won't be able to use the Marines effectively to board because we won't necessarily be able to immobilize the ship. I'm not going to take that risk. I'm going to let them decide if they want to fight or they want to run. And the scouts arrived in the Sloth system, obviously. And here we go. Null finished freighter fleet, stock exchange, another stock exchange, missile 1.0, that's our new missile ship, and another transport. So, are we going to annihilate Conquered? Yes, of course, these disgusting terror lizards. We'll force them all into labor, and we'll have them start working on an automated factory, marine barracks, robo-miner plant, a missile base, and a star base. We need a lot of freighter fleets because we have a lot of workers we have to send around at this point. So before I forget, let's do a couple of things. Let's go in and save this log very quickly. I'll do a little overwrite here because I've had console issues. So that's saved up to this point. And let's start sending workers to Horn. So we're going to go to Mentar, I believe we said. Right here. We're plucking everyone away from Mentar, unfortunately. And they're on their way to Horn. Perfect. And now we also need to get someone sent to Slaw. So I'm thinking maybe Zoth to the Slaw system is probably going to be our best bet. So we'll jump back in here real quickly. We will jump down to Zoth, which we have plenty of folks in the Zoth system. We'll pluck one off, and we'll get them on their way to our newly conquered. Slaw is blockaded. The planet has a population limit. That's fine. We'll hit yes. They're on their way. They'll be population availability by the time they get there, so don't worry about that. I'm surprised it's blockaded, though. They retreated the one battleship, but they must have sent another battleship in. So let's just see what's going on here. At Tarkuta, they have a cruiser and a battleship. Interesting. And in orbit at Slaw, they have a battleship and a bunch of transports. All right, well, we'll take them out on the next turn, I suppose. We have all the battleships. We have all their ships. We have a massive fleet. We're more or less unstoppable at this point. Okay, I see the fleet still assembling at Sagitta. We'll keep moving them onto the Dolt system. And when that Alkari ship arrives at Dolts, we'll try and capture. Because I would love to get it and scrap it and try and extract some technology from it. So, awesome. New ship finished at New Terra. Yeah, that's our missile ship. Let's get them on directly to Slaw. We'll see what they can do in combat. We will advance the turn, and I need to just make sure that we're getting colonists to all these newly conquered planets. Select combat in Slaw. They retreated their battleship out. Can I see what else? No, I can't see. I see there's multiple soccer fleets out there right now, but they're clearly falling back. Yeah, we will simply capture Slaw 4. Which is the largest and most populous of their systems. Should be a short and brutal fight. We'll advance in, and we are, first things first, gonna take out the planetary surface. We should have no trouble taking out that starbase. I'm actually surprised that's a starbase, not a battle station. Whatever. It's not gonna matter. We have more than enough ships to get the job done. And in fact, we probably want to be careful not to completely destroy the planetary surface. We might not fire all the missiles we have. Move these ships in. But for now, we will fire. We need to do a lot of damage to take out that missile base. I think the structure with that Zordium armor is 400 per. So, it's going to take a lot of nukes. A lot of nukes to get the job done. We will get it done. But the starbase will fall in a single round as soon as we're close enough. That's why I'm not even bothering to take the shields down right now. Battle station, Stellar Fortress would be significant, but a single starbase is not even a bump in the road for our Space Marines. Keep firing. I really need to actually break this fleet up. It's almost too bulky. I'm going to probably take the Xenos battleships out of it and leave it behind to defend. Is a rear guard action more than anything else. And at this point, I probably should just... Well, I'll keep advancing them, I suppose. At the very least, they can act. They can do a flak screen to help defend against incoming fighters and missiles. And I'll start stacking them at this point, and I will simply hit done. I'm not even going to have them fire. And I'll stack in here. I'll hit done. And again, stacking in here, hitting done. Yeah, these 4 Xeno ships, I have nothing I need them to do. We'll hit done. They're firing on their own ships. We're closing the gap. We're right onto the base. So let's do a couple things. Let's fire on the missiles. I'm going to disable our nukes, and we'll fire onto the starbase. Shields are nearly down. We'll hit wait for boarding action. We'll move this ship in. We will fire on the missiles. Fire on the starbase. Oh, dang it. I didn't mean to drop the nukes on them. It's okay. We'll hit done. We'll bring in our next ship. We will fire on the missiles. And we'll fire on the planetary surface. There we go. Because we do have a lot of damage we need to do there still at this point. We'll move these folks in. We'll fire on these missiles. 3 left, 1 left. We'll fire on the planetary surface. We'll hit done. Yeah, we're going to start working our missile shield here. Let's start firing at these interceptors. 40. We got 2 of them. And yeah, let's fire on the planetary surface again. We'll hit done. Bring this ship in. We'll fire on the missile, taking it out all the way, and we'll simply hit done. I'm not going to fire anything else at this point. I do want to try and take out these fighters, though. We got 1 interceptor. We'll hit done. I'm really just kind of waiting to see what kind of damage this missile flight does. And can we fire on the interceptors? No. We'll hit done. And I'm just going to hit done, 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 done. Our weighted ship comes back around. We'll use the boarding action. Starbase is ours. Single casualty, single Space Marine lost. And there's nothing else for them to do. We'll hit done. So here come the missile flights. You got to figure, doing 40 pop, it takes 10 of them to take out one structure. So in fact, there is a missile base left there. We still have to do more damage. Can I hit those interceptors? I can't. Let's get right in here. Let's fire on the missile flight, and let's start dropping our bombs onto the planet there. It's not going to last long, folks. Not going to last long at all. We'll get these guys in. We'll fire on the... Oh, dang it. I didn't get a chance to fire on the missiles. That sucks. Let's get them in. Rotate. Very deliberately want to target the missiles. We got 2 of them, and then we'll fire on the planet. We'll hit done. What do we want to do? Let's help with these fighters down here, actually. Fired on the interceptors. That was pretty effective. We'll hit done. I'm going to rotate this ship around. Can we... Yeah, we'll fire on the fighters. We got 3 more of them. We'll hit done. Bring them down. Fire on the interceptors. We got 3 more of them. We'll hit done. Rotate this ship. Move to here. Fire on those missiles. We only got 1. Wow, we're much better at hitting fighters than we are hitting missiles, interestingly. Yeah, I guess we should probably finish off the planet here. We'll hit done. And do they have any point defense? They really don't. Oh gosh, that's an oversight. The grav beams can fire, they just aren't hitting. Put done there. Let's move this ship in. Can we fire on the fighters? Yeah, with the grav beams. We got 3 of them. That's better than nothing. We'll hit done. And this ship up here, yeah, we'll just hit done. We'll fire again. Firing on the planet. Nearly got this missile base down. Fire on that missile salvo. Fire on the planet. That should be it for the missile base. It is gone. We'll hit done. And we won without losing a ship. I was concerned they would take out one of those old Vipers. We'll invade. See if we lose anyone. They outnumbered us considerably there. No losses. It doesn't surprise me. The planet's ours. No technology gained. And for some reason, this battleship with 15 transports, yeah, we're going to take them on. We'll go for a ship capture here. If they don't retreat, which I don't think they will be able to, I'm going to turn off our nukes altogether. And I'm going to... I'm not going to... No, I am going to tractor beam. Let's see if we can slow them down. We'll start with some initial tractor beams. I don't think we can get 4 on it right now. You know they're going to want to run, is why I bring it up. We'll hit done. We'll bring this ship in. We'll turn off our nukes. Firing again. Yeah, no tractor beam at this range. That's fine. We'll come in. We'll turn off our nukes. We'll fire again. We'll hit done. And with these ships, I'm just going to bring them in and close the gap. I'm not even going to fire yet because I don't want to spook them. I'm hoping if I make them think they can survive a round of combat, they won't retreat immediately. So that's why I'm going in with kid gloves here. Although I should turn off all these nukes. We'll hit done. Let's see what they do. They didn't retreat. They'll never get the chance to. At this point, we close the gap. We fire everything we have to punch through the shields. And those are tough shields. We will wait. Oh, sorry. A little jumpy. We'll bring this ship in. We'll rotate. We'll fire everything we have. Again, punching through the shields. Front shields are down. She'll be ready to board. We will wait. Let's get this ship in, tight, rotate. fire with everything. Might as well work on those left-facing shields. They're going down, and we will wait there as well. Let's get the ship in. I don't need to fire any weapons, but I will use the tractor beam. Ship's immobilized, ready for capture. We'll hit done. Done, done, done. And board. Let's see what they've got. Let's see how tough Alkari Marines are, folks. 10 to capture. 2 killed. Ship is ours. Fight's over. No losses. The High Council is convened to elect a leader to be the Emperor of the Galaxy. Pfft. Okay. We'll just jump through here real quick. Dactylus is only down to 10 votes. 29 for ourselves. Yeah, we'll vote for ourselves. Neither side has 2/3 majority, so no leader of the galaxy.
We are now at war, so says that of the Terrans. We will teach you not to provoke the Alkari Empire.
Spy completed. Last Illyrian annihilated adults. Ship completed at, transport completed, Marine Barracks, Stock Exchange. We'll hit done. Ty has finished with their Robo-Miner. Excellent. What else do they need? So there's essentially a new colony. They will need a missile base. Let's get a starport, starbase, research lab, holo simulator, stock exchange, supercomputer. Perfect. I'll get them out of our hair for a long while. We will annihilate these disgusting Sakura. We will put them into farming and production to help alleviate the burden they're putting on our food productions. Let's get them a Marine Barracks, missile base, starbase, holo simulator, stock exchange, supercomputer, and okay. This is looking good. We're pushing them back everywhere. Obviously, the Dolts transports that are... Oh, I'd love to destroy those transports. We might get a shot at it. Now, let's send our scout ship onto these new planets, and let's send our 2 transports onto Dolts. We'll hit done. Now, from Draconis, I'm not sure what they can strike with, but for the time being, let's just move our fleet forward. We'll combine everything at Dolts. I'm not too concerned about them sneaking past us. You can see there's a pretty good range between the Alkari planets and our planets. So if they were to strike us at Slaw or Ramad, we've got a fleet presence there to fight off the Xenos. I could see them trying to counterattack from Draconis to Dolts, but I don't see any ships at Draconis. So that's why I'm not worried about that just yet. We've got a new ship completed at New Terra. Perfect. That's probably going to be troop transports. We will send them on to the Slaw system. Let's do a quick scan of these Sakura fleets, just so we have a pulse here. Battleship at Darkuta. Battleship and cruiser with plus a bunch of transports at Delta. That shouldn't matter. And another battleship en route to Juka. They are falling back. They know they can't stand against us. And honestly, at this point, I really want to disentangle these Xeno ships from our fleet. We're going to push them back to Ramad. Now we're down to a single troop transport at Slaw, which is going to slow down our invasion. Should be enough to take the final planet. It never takes that many. Can four of our troopers take Slaw 2? I think they can. But we do have troop transports en route here. Actually, I think we need to jump a couple of these troop transports up to Slaw. They'll be there in one turn. Perfect. So that'll reinforce that. You can see our fleets moving ahead as we're fighting a war on 2 fronts. That's probably going to wrap us up here for this report. Let's do a couple things. I want to make sure that we have additional transports. No, not transports. Freighter fleets. We need more freighter fleets. My goodness. Here, let's throw a freighter fleet in here. We'll jump them in the queue, and let's repurpose a little bit of this battleship as a freighter fleet as well. We'll have those both done the next turn. Otherwise, we have missile ships coming up quickly. We don't have a lot in the way of purgers going right now, but we have so many Xenos battleships that our fleet is growing more rapidly than we even really know what to do with. Let's hit return. Let's check our spies. Oh, interesting. Let's start spying on the Alkari. Might as well. We haven't researched anything new. Our research is so poor. And the last thing I'd like to do is actually I want to take that Akari ship and let's disassemble it. Where is she? Right there? The Dreadwing? Yeah. Yeah, let's scrap it. Why not? Once used, it's dismantled. It can be only built on a planet. Scrapping the ship. Yes. Oh, fingers crossed. Yes. We got a technology. By scrapping the Dreadwing, we got 230 BC, which isn't bad. I don't mind the money. And we got shield capacitors, which is a technology we would not have researched ourselves. I can almost guarantee you. But we've got it. What a fantastic find. It's nice to extract technology. I'm going to call it right there. The war is looking very good for us. We'll keep pushing forward. We'll get our freighter fleets we need on the next turn, an additional 10. And we've got to, when we return for our next log, we will try to remember to send colonists forward when we have the freighter fleets to allow it to start colonizing all these systems. If you listen to the report, you've stuck with us, thank you so much. Until next time, take care.